welcome back to Baki Talkie Season 3, Episode 2, Mixed Species Martial Arts. One of the best... The episode titler was having fun with this one. I've been looking forward to this episode ever since I started the podcast, so to help me out, we have a new guest, never before on the pod. It's Blaire.
Hello. You've been looking forward to this episode.
Of course. This type of stuff doesn't happen every day.
Yeah, okay.
But before we jump into the episode, I have two questions just to let the audience get a chance to know you. So, other than Baki, what shows are you watching right now?
Are we talking anime or are we talking in general?
In general.
Right now, I'm watching the new season of Party Down. It's excellent. And then I'm also watching Survivor. And then finally, I'm watching Below Deck, which is a Bravo reality show about a crew who works on super yachts.
Oh yeah, no, I've heard of Below Deck. I think
it's a perfect show.
Yeah, I keep meaning to try Party Down because it's the guy who did Veronica Mars went on to do that. I think I liked that show.
It's a bunch of people. It's like Paul Rudd, Ken Marino is in it. He's amazing.
Yeah.
Jane Lynch, Megan Mullally. It's amazing.
I'll keep that in mind. And then my second question is, before watching this episode, what did you know about Baki?
I knew very little. I'd only heard of it because of the podcast. But I asked our good friend Serena. She said I was maybe gonna like it. That's all I got. I did ask my sister about it, but she didn't respond because she's into anime. She would have known. I didn't know anything about. Yeah, for sure. You know, it's something to do with fighting.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's jump into this episode. So this is the second episode of Baki Hanma. So I guess first thoughts are, what did you think of the theme song?
I loved the theme song. It was delightful.
Yeah.
I liked the song. And then I liked getting to know the characters in the intro. A lot of which I did not get to meet, unfortunately.
Yeah, this episode is like a bottle episode. It's very...
Oh, yeah, it is. Love to watch. The first episode that I watch is a bottle episode.
Yeah. Well, so I want... let's just jump into it, because this episode... it's an odd one. So the episode starts. Baki. I wrote in my notes that Baki and his young ward are walking to his house.
Baki and I headed to his house. It was so weird.
What did you think this show was when the first scene started?
So I have a lot of questions. Because it feels. You say young ward, so he lives with him.
No,
I wasn't sure if it.
Do you want to know how they... So they just met last episode. Baki spanked him so hard he flew into the river. And now they're friends.
They're friends, but it's also weirdly... I don't know, it's kind of queer. But in a way where I was thinking Rumina could have been Baki's younger self.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure about the relationship. And yeah, so when it starts, we're walking through Baki's neighborhood, correct?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I was delighted to know that all of the graffiti on the walls were aimed negatively at Baki.
Can you imagine? Imagine the people, people complain about graffiti just because it's they don't like it. But imagine if all of the graffiti in town just said, "You suck." You specifically are a bastard.
Listen, I think it honestly influenced my opinion towards Baki. Because I'm if all of the people in the town hate Baki and are writing graffiti at him, then I think maybe there's something there. I think maybe Baki isn't the good guy everyone thinks he is.
But when I looked closer and actually read what was written, I realized that most of it was insults directed at Baki.
Yeah, it's a good argument.
Yeah,
they can't fight him.
So this started my hatred of Baki, I think.
The guys who did this aren't actually able to fight against me. So instead, they fight me with their words.
I was influenced. The townspeople influenced me. I agree with them.
If you were hating Baki, were you cheering for his opponent this episode?
Yes, well, I wanted that. The Praying Mantis was my favorite character. I wanted him to win.
Oh my god. Okay.
I also think we didn't get to know the insults aimed at Baki, and I just really wish. Wait, can we go back to the theme song for a second?
Yeah, of course.
So at one point in the theme, there's like shots of Baki going to jail.
Yes.
I really wish that I got to see that. Because I feel strongly that Baki needs to be punished. I am against the prison industrial complex, but I don't know, in Baki's case, it seems like he needs to go away. I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny. If you'd come on the next episode, he goes to jail.
I got the prequel. Well, he definitely deserves it. Maybe, I don't know. But also, there was an American flag. Where is this set? I need to know.
So this episode and the majority of the show takes place in Japan, I think Tokyo. However, Baki does go to American jail, so most of the season will take place in America.
Thank you for enlightening me. Okay, we can continue
No
back.
worries. Also, I will say in some of the previous episodes, they do translate some of the curse words on the walls. So I know that he's been called.
Yeah, I was hoping for that.
Well, it's not great. They called him a penis bastard, which I think is like a rough
awesome.
translation.
Awesome. I really wish maybe piss baby or something is on the wall. That would be a good one too.
Yeah, be very ahead of its time. Yeah. Okay. So Baki takes this boy that he's never met before back to his house, and immediately starts stretching on the floor, causing Rumina is his name to remark how.
In his room, Baki began doing some stretches. He's unbelievably flexible.
I have one more question just
Yes.
before we get into this.
Please
Is
do.
this so was there a previous Baki and now this is the Netflix version?
So yeah, let me just give the Sparks notes on Baki. So the manga of Baki is actually the 6th longest running manga of all time. It started I think in the 90s and is still going today. This is the 3rd anime adaptation. There was one in about the year 2000. There was one in the year 2018, and then they just stopped that after 2 seasons and made the 3rd season a new show. I assume because the way Netflix works, more viewers will think it's a new show and jump in.
Right.
So yeah.
Is the animation style significantly different? It was just jarring a little bit because the backgrounds were what I'm used to in a typical anime, and then the actual shots of the characters. Something was off for me, and the motion.
Yeah. Well, especially, yeah, I think they were trying to do some technology to save costs with the fight, especially with Baki's opponent.
It felt like that sometimes. I'm oh yeah, that's the first draft picture that you drew. Not the backgrounds. The background's gorgeous.
Yes.
Just the actual shots of Baki fighting, and I was a little bit undercooked.
This show's Achilles' heel is movement. It's
Yes, yeah.
It's good at drawing backgrounds.
That's an issue in an animation, but
yeah,
they did try.
Yes, it's better. It's way better. You should have seen 2 seasons ago. They actually used CGI. It looked like they would walk around like normal, and then a fight would start, and it would look like a PlayStation 1 cutscene. So
it's better than I could ever do. So that's good for them.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it.
Big ups to the Baki crew.
Yeah, good job, Baki crew. Do we have any Baki crew listeners?
Oh gosh, no. I don't think so. I do have
Maybe.
analytics. I don't see any.
Maybe now.
I'll tag them on Twitter after this one.
Yeah, they're Baki talkie heads.
Exactly. Oh man. Yeah. So Baki stretches. He gets limber. He talks about how his dad just fought an elephant. If you had any questions about that.
Apparently, he took on an African elephant that was the size of a dinosaur.
elephant the size of a dinosaur, which is both to me. I can't really think about it.
There are some dinosaurs smaller than an elephant.
I know, which is why I thought it was a poor metaphor.
Yeah. I would say it was as big as a 5-story building, like sort of Clifford the Big Red Dog sized.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah. Anyway, we get into the real meat and potatoes of this episode. Baki wants to fight his dad. His dad defeated a very big elephant. What can Baki fight to train against to get to a level where he can fight his dad? There's only one possible answer. Blaire, what was it?
A 200-pound praying mantis.
It may sound unbelievable, but when it comes to fighting, insects are actually the best of the best.
Very true. That praying mantis, to me, I would be surprised if it was 200 pounds.
I think it had heavy bones, maybe.
Oh, see, I thought it would weigh more than 200. You were thinking it's like... I guess
no,
it
it's set. No, they say 200 because they can't. For about 3 minutes, they just talk about how much stronger bugs are than other animals. Like they just keep saying like, oh well, a tiger can drag something that's 70 times its strength. Oh well, an ant can drag something that's 100 times its strength. And Rumina's like amazed by this info. He can't believe.
That's one of my favorite parts of the episode, especially the art that goes along with that. Like when they show a flea jumping over a building and the Hercules beetle in the boxing ring about to fight.
Yeah, they're like, do you get it? We're going to explain the same metaphor for 3 minutes with like a variety of examples.
If they weighed the same as us, there's no way we would win. If we were kicked by those legs, or if we were held down by those powerful front limbs, or if we were bitten by those mandibles, it would not end well for us.
It just feels like he watched Ant-Man and then decided like, well, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm gonna write.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna go with the bug angle. It's all about the bugs.
Yeah. And I also think it's just a misunderstanding about why those bugs are so strong. Like,
yeah, I'm not sure of the science. It's like the movie Lucy, like the only use 10% of.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I love Lucy.
Yeah, I love Lucy too.
That's one of my.
It's just like that. And I'm just like, I'm not. This is a fact, but I'm not sure if it's a real fact.
Well, it's one of those things where I just think that when you're smaller, you can pull more. I don't think it's because they're so buff that if you like scale them up, like I don't think bugs have giant muscles. I think they're just small.
I also think bugs help each other. I think we're not considering that maybe.
Yeah, that's very true. I think Baki
and maybe
should have fought 1,000 ants.
Yeah, exactly. And like the bugs want to look tough in front of their friends, so they're gonna pull more of their weight. Whereas, like, I don't think 2 tigers are going to be dragging something.
No, but Baki might because Rumina's there, and he sort of has to.
Yes, exactly. But Rumina doesn't understand that it's a praying mantis. For like the first, we've established that Baki's going to fight a praying mantis, and Rumina keeps being like, "Wait, what is he fighting? Oh yeah, wait, I can almost see it. Is it a praying mantis? Oh yeah, it is a praying mantis."
But then he overcompensates. Like I agree. He's so confused, and then he goes, "It was like seeing a book cover and knowing it fit a book, or seeing a phone cover, or
seeing half a pendant and being able to imagine what the other half of the pendant looks like."
Meanwhile, it's just looking at Baki like jumping around and kicking, and it's like it has to be a giant praying mantis that no man on earth has seen before.
Rumina can only understand things by comparing them to 3 other things. They're kind of like that.
Oh my god. Rumina is such a it's funny because usually they have a narrator who plays Rumina's role, but for some reason they just let a child do it for this, and he's so fun. I want Baki to like just incorporate Rumina into his own body.
I don't think Rumina needs to be a separate character. I wish it was honestly just like Baki's conscience or something.
That would be great. Like at the end when like everything fades away, like Rumina also fades away, like he's been a part of Baki.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna try and make that canon. Because the best part, and spoiler alert, Rumina never comes back. This is the last episode.
Oh my god. That makes me so mad because all of the characters in the theme song look so cool. And I feel like I got the two worst characters. And it's all taking place in the basement that looks like New College. It's just very brutalist.
I was gonna say it looks like a murder room, but New College also.
It looks like a murder room, aka the New College stairwell. Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like.
Would you be surprised if you were in New College and you saw Baki fighting
Absolutely not. Baki would absolutely go to New College. There's no question in my mind.
Oh man, there'd just be a lot more graffiti over there.
Yeah. Also, I did find this episode a little bit Kafka-esque. It's very like Metamorphosis. Yeah. But like instead of becoming the bug, it's just fighting it in order to fight your father, which I think Metamorphosis is also kind of about.
Yeah. This is like, like what is it? Rosencrantz and Guildenstern is dead. But it's the guy, it's like the police officer who comes over to check on them when he turns into a bug.
Yeah, exactly. And Rumina doesn't exist.
Oh my gosh. Man.
So there's the fight.
Yes, the fight. Well, and just to make it clear for people at home, because this is a new concept, this whole shadow boxing thing. So Baki has picked up a praying mantis that he found on the ground last episode, put it in the world's shittiest terrarium, which is just glass with some dirt.
There's nothing in there.
this
no enrichment toys at all.
This is why the praying mantis wants to fight at all times.
Yeah, if he posted a terrarium tour on YouTube, he'd get ripped to shreds in the comments, being like, kill yourself, like you can't be a good owner. There's nothing in that terrarium.
Baki just responds, he's like, they hurt me with words because they can't fight me in real life.
It's probably some of the graffiti outside. It's like, take care of your praying mantis, my man.
Exactly. But yeah, so Baki conjures with his mind a praying mantis, a bit taller than him, 200 pounds.
If they weighed 200 pounds, then they'd almost certainly prey on African elephants.
Rumina eventually figures out what's going on, but I also want to put out there, the best part of all of this is that Baki is constantly surprised by this praying mantis that he has conjured into being.
That he himself has manifested.
Yes.
And he's so confused. Also, he keeps like, when he's trying to fight the praying mantis, and it's not working well. And then he's not even trying new tactics. He's like, the praying mantis is strong, but I'm stronger. And I'm like, okay, but that's not working for you. What are you going to do? I kept like, when I first watched it, I kept being like, jab it in the eye, jab it in the eye. But he doesn't even do that. He's just being like, I need to find a way. I am stronger. I will persevere.
It is so funny, yeah, because like that is a weakness to a creature with eyes the size of footballs on its head.
Yeah.
And
well,
it's not
he goes behind it and he's like, it can see me from behind. And I'm like, okay, so take that out.
That's so true. And like the funniest thing is this show, people poke each other's eyes every episode. I made a 4-minute montage that's only people getting stuff thrown in their eyes. To the song "Eye of the Tiger" for this show, like
amazing.
Yeah, I'll send it.
So they must have. The producers must have been like, guys, not in this episode. Like, I feel like maybe that's why the fight scene was so long and nothing happened, because they had the eye jabbing thing in it. Yeah. And the producers are like, not every episode.
Yeah. And well, because at the end of the day, also, like, there's only so many special things about this, like, insect. Editor Steve here. What a stupid point I'm about to make. There's 1,000 special things about it. Baki's fighting an imaginary green giant praying mantis. This is the most unique fight the show's ever had by a wide margin. Anyway, it doesn't have a brain technically, so you can't give it a concussion, and it's just got big eyes that can see you. And if you take those away, then Baki's just fighting a big green guy.
Yeah, just 200 pounds of green.
It's the lean Hulk.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, my favorite part was when he looked up at it, like he was surprised by how tall it is. Like,
yes, complete. It's like you created this.
yeah.
Baki looks so tense. But why? He's fighting a praying mantis that only exists in his mind. Hang on. He's tipping back and looking farther up. What kind of monster did he manifest?
Like, the one thing that shouldn't surprise you is how tall it is.
No, that's the only thing that he manifested about it.
Yeah. I do love, though, like, I just love the idea that he is so strong that he can fight somebody. Like, the amount of times that he would, like, kick and the praying mantis would catch his kick or, like, block him, and Baki would just be stuck in whatever pose he was in. Like, I don't know if I can describe it well, but, like, he feels like one of those, like, posable models that, like, you can buy. Like, it feels like he can stand and stay in any pose as just with his muscles.
Exactly. He's tableauing. He's practicing for grade 9 drama class.
Oh man, he would totally take grade 9 drama.
He would slay. He would be so good at it. They'd be like excellent use of levels, Baki.
Yeah, and then he would immediately drop when you don't need it as a requirement anymore.
Yes, exactly. Because he's more into the gym. He's just gonna be doing fighting.
Exactly. Like,
what happened with his dad? Why does he need to fight his dad?
oh my god, it's a great question. Baki's dad, luckily his character design makes him look so clearly evil that you don't need to really explain it a lot.
Okay.
I believe that he killed Baki's mom. He's just sort of a monster.
He's the undisputed open-weight champion of all the creatures in the whole world.
Like,
Yeah.
they
Well, then
call
what
him,
does that make Baki then?
well, he's not his father's son, you know. He is his father's son in a technical sense, but Baki is a very simple man who is described as, what's the quote? He doesn't want to be the strongest man on Earth. He would be fine being like the weakest creature on the planet as long as he was stronger than his dad. However, his dad is the strongest man on the planet, so he now has to be the strongest creature in the world.
This is so like a little bit edible. How do I say it?
Yeah, I think you got it the second time, unless you meant that you could eat Baki, which the praying mantis did try and do at one point.
It's trying to eat me!
God, I wish he would have.
Some of Baki's flesh just separates.
Yeah, I would love Baki be consumed by something that he created. And that's what his dad is going to.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen to his dad.
Assuming that Baki does consume him.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what he's going to do after fighting him, I'm assuming.
Yeah, well, he's learning tricks from this praying mantis.
Yes.
Which, funnily enough, is legitimately what happens. So it turns out that martial arts is not a good strategy against a praying mantis because they're just better than humans at basically everything. However, you can fight them by using praying mantis martial arts style.
Their own technique.
Yes. Now, we do get a little... the first narrator portion of the season, what does he say?
Once upon a time, in China.
And we cut to a completely different art style.
I loved that scene because Baki wasn't in it. I was like, oh, someone new. I love a new character.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, what did you think of that scene? A little historical brief window into China's 4,000 years of martial arts.
beautiful. I loved that guy who was like just obsessed with this praying mantis who beat a sparrow.
A fight between a bird and an insect?
It was a sparrow versus a praying mantis.
Any way you look at this, the sparrow is going to win this fight.
Against all Yaman's expectations, it was the praying mantis that won the battle.
Do you think
No,
a praying
it was a
mantis...
nice.
Sorry.
Mhm.
No, you go. My question's really dumb.
Oh, it was nice because we were in a basement for about 15 minutes, and then we got to see the sun, which was amazing and much needed. And I loved watching this guy just imitate the praying mantis.
Yeah. It was...
It's just, and then it made it less realistic because I'm like, oh, this guy dedicated his life to learning how the praying mantis fights. And then Baki learns how to do it within the course of a fight, and all of a sudden is better.
It's all about just like the technique though. Like that guy looked at little tiny praying mantises. Baki
Yeah, it's a big one.
manifested
Yeah, there's a
200-pound
difference.
one.
It's true.
Yeah. I did look up afterwards if a praying mantis can beat a sparrow in a fight. The results are inconclusive. It seems like it's a bit of a toss-up.
So I think to finish this episode of Baki Talkie, we need to find a sparrow and a praying mantis. Put them in a ring. We'll narrate it. It'll be fine.
We'll put it in like a shitty terrarium.
Yeah. Well, it has to be in the shitty terrarium to be a better fighter, obviously.
Yes. Oh my god. Yeah, no.
Yeah, so I don't know if that could happen. I mean, probably. It's not out of the realm of possibilities.
Yeah, no, they do fight. I like looking it up. Like, it seems like larger birds do win, but if they could actually fight a small bird and win.
Yeah, puny bird for sure.
Yeah, loser birds.
Loser
those
bird.
birds have those little bird bones. Meanwhile,
Yeah,
these
little
completely jacked praying mantises.
They can be 200 pounds. I didn't know.
Yeah, you just leave them long enough. The only reason we don't have 200
In a
pound...
good terrarium.
Oh my god. All right. Oh, I had one other hypothetical for you, because right after this, we get the question of, well, of course, because it's this show, Rumina starts talking about martial arts in the abstract, and how you need to fight anything. But he says that you wouldn't ask if a baseball player could beat a basketball player, but I'm going to. If a baseball player and a basketball player got in a fight, who's going to win?
It's just 100% the basketball player, isn't it? Because I don't know. I feel like baseball, it's like, okay, I don't want the baseball community to come after me. But I don't know. It's kind of like half the game you're chilling. You go out and do the thing. Basketball, you're in it the whole time. You go out and do the thing.
Viola Davis, my woman king.
It's just, I think basketball is more like fighting than baseball is. Baseball, you take your turn.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Not like that.
I completely agree, unless the baseball players get their bats, and then it might be a closer fight.
Yeah, for sure. If we're including their equipment, definitely. Yeah, I think they're gonna win.
Like with the bat,
yeah,
with the umpire outfit, or the catcher.
You're like, oh my god. You're like, what if a server and a bartender were fighting, but we gave the server a knife? Who would win?
Well, the bartender gets a little rag though that they use to clean the table.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that scene was fun. I love that monologue. There's also a shot of a guy trying to karate kick a bull that they didn't really talk about. But just
bull or a bowl? I don't remember.
A bull, like a bull in a china shop.
In a china shop.
Yeah.
Definitely. Not like the bowl in the china shop that the bull destroys. It's not a china bowl.
It's the
it's
bull.
The bull in the china shop.
Yeah. In the china shop, you would find a bull.
Yeah. And there might be a bull.
Yeah.
And then Rumina says, another stunning victory for Baki.
That was a stunning victory for Baki.
Then you tell me that they only met last episode?
Yeah. They met last episode because some kids dared Rumina to go fight the strongest kid in high school, and Baki kicked his ass.
Where are Rumina's parents?
They're gonna go where Rumina is going, which is into the void. never be seen again.
Toss him in there. So you'll never want to see him again.
Yeah. I thank you for bringing up that quote. That is my favorite line in the whole episode. Like, that's how the episode ends. That was a stunning victory for Baki, which he fought an imaginary bug in his basement, and he was bleeding.
The bug isn't even the bug isn't taken out at the end or anything. The bug is fine.
Yeah, he didn't even beat the bug. The bug's gonna fight another. The bug's gonna get more mad and come
gonna
back.
fight again. Yeah. If the bug is smart, the bug is going to learn from that. And actually, the next time they come down to the basement, the bug might have scrawled some graffiti about Baki in the basement. I would.
That would be so... Oh my god. Like, how horrible. Even Baki's plain gray basement now covered in graffiti.
Well, yeah, because when the praying mantis gets small as well, Baki has to flex on him with his finger.
You got it?
Oh, that was amazing.
And like,
that was amazing.
Was it amazing? I thought it was a little bit rude.
No, it's just like I beat
you already won.
I beat the real you. I beat the fake you, and I beat the real you. Go back to your glass cage.
Go back to your bear cage. I'm not putting
days.
anything in there.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's the last we're gonna see of this praying mantis as well.
The praying mantis doesn't come back.
No, well, maybe in Baki's thought process, he definitely learned a lot from this fight.
I hope in the last episode Baki gets to go down a hallway and everyone he's ever fought is there, and then they get to like dap him up.
The praying mantis.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, exactly.
That'd be so good.
Oh wait, the best part of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
The closing theme song.
Oh my god.
I love that. That was my favorite. See, the intro theme song, it was fine, but the exit, phenomenal song.
The outro one's fun. The animation's a little cheap on the outro one. It's all about chains, because
I loved it. It was like a Windows wallpaper.
Yes, 100%.
Or screensaver.
I think they might have used one legitimately.
Yeah.
And that one's a good one because that sets up the rest of the season, because that's all about two guys who weren't in this episode, but Mr. Oliver and Jay Guevara, who's gonna.
Did one of those have like the monocle?
Wait, the monocle?
There was a guy with a monocle, I think.
I'll have to look that.
And then there was there was a woman.
Hey, editor Steve. Unfortunately, like most times in Baki, if you think you see a woman, there isn't one there. So I rewatched it to see if I could find the man with the monocle or the woman. I think the closest to the man with the monocle is Yujiro is swimming with goggles. And I think Blaire might have been confused by Jay Guevara in some of those photos.
I would have loved to see a woman in this episode.
It's been one of the funniest things with this show is that for the first 2 seasons there was one woman in the show, Kozue, who's Baki's girlfriend. She doesn't actually show up this entire season, but there will be a new woman.
She busy?
No, she's just out of the show.
She just had things to do. More important. She realized what a loser Baki was.
Yeah. Well, she should have.
To be fair, though,
Ali Jr. But
oh yeah. To be fair, the praying mantis could have been a they them.
You know what? True. I shouldn't assume. I
think they referred to him with he him pronouns, but you know what? I'm blocking the praying mantis.
I wouldn't be surprised if Baki misgenders a praying mantis.
Yeah. It's Baki. Baki's the unreliable narrator, and so is Rumina. I know the truth.
Oh man.
So like we have some representation, I guess.
Yeah.
Wait, Baki's gonna get a second girlfriend?
No, this is Mr. Oliver's girlfriend who we're gonna meet.
Okay.
Mr.
Only
Archer.
one girlfriend at a time.
Legitimately, up to one girlfriend is I think how this show works.
Yeah, exactly.
Like even you know what, it's gonna get even worse because last season it was Tokyo, so you got people like there were women in crowd shots and stuff like that. But we're going to a men's prison for the rest of the season. Like we might never see, we might see one woman for the rest of the season.
Perfect. Great. There might be guard. I don't know.
That's pretty progressive. For this
No,
show.
probably not.
All right. Well, that was one of the most out there episodes of the show. Blaire, now that you've watched an episode of Baki, do you think that it is a good show?
I think that it is a show. What is good? What does that mean? There's aspects of it that could be good.
Yep.
Did I love the episode? No. Did I think the episode was good? Not really, but I have hope. And who knows? Maybe I'm going to go watch another one right now.
Yeah, go for it. You can find out how Baki goes to jail.
Do other people say that it's good? What's the word on the street?
So I would say that most people who I ask say, maybe about 25% of them just say no. About 50% of them say, well, no. And then 25% of them just find it, they like the show. So.
Okay. What do you think? Do you think that it's good?
This is this is episode 43 of the podcast I made about it. So yes,
my question still stands.
This is one of I think it's a good show because what I value in a show, I like a show that is original and I don't know what's going to happen next. And this is a show that is written by one guy who really likes martial arts, and that's about the only like grounding thing. You don't know what's going to happen next, and I enjoy that part of the show.
I have to respect that.
Yeah. All right.
Good. I'm glad. I'm gonna I don't even need to watch Baki. I think I can just go back and listen to the entire catalog of the pod.
Yeah.
And watch Baki through listening to you talkie about Baki.
Do it. Yeah. Listen to some of the ones, all of the ones with Bog people on it are great. Max and Allie were on as a couple. That's a great episode.
Oh, yeah. You gotta get on B-Real. This is a plug. Do you have any merch? Do you have any Baki Talkie merch?
Yes. My mom made coasters with the podcast logo on it, but it's not for sale.
Yes!
It's just on my table.
Monetize.
I think I'm a few views short of monetization, but
no way. Are you kidding? I'd buy a Baki Talkie mug.
Oh, all right. When we make the first run of mugs, I'll keep one safe for you.
Hit me up. $18. I think that's a good price for a mug.
$18. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get a lot of people and bring the price down. I'll give you the friends and family discount.
You want me to go in on a mug with multiple people? We'll share the mug. It'll be one mug. If I get 6 of us, we each pay $3. We each get it once a week. Yeah. And then we split it on the last day.
Yeah, just factor in some price for additional shipping because you'll have to send it around. But...
Oh, true. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
You're right.
All right. Well, thanks so much
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this was a blast.
This has been great.
Yeah, and this is like a little housekeeping note, but I just found out that Spotify lets people answer questions on podcasts now. So I'm going to insert a question right here. All right. So we know that Baki was able to beat a 200-pound praying mantis, but The question is, how big would the praying mantis need to be before it could beat Baki? And feel free to answer that if you want to on Spotify. Somebody answered a question that I didn't ask last time, and anyway, well, I'm just rambling now. That's all the Baki.
What's the answer?
The answer was episode was great. Loved Ryan and hope you keep up the great work. Big shout out, Jacob. Thanks for the support.
It's a comment.
I know, but the question was, how did you like the episode? So
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Spotify auto-filled it for me because I didn't know it existed.
Aw.
Anywho, that's all the Baki we've got to Taki. So until next time, see you all next week. Actually, Editor Steve here with one last little announcement. I'll actually see you all a little bit sooner. We're going to have a bonus episode that's going to come out on Saturday. So keep an ear open.